Hi there, this is Lizzie with Lizzie's Dressing Table, and welcome to my next video. I'm so happy to see all of you, and I want to give a special thank you to those who have subscribed to my channel. I started doing these videos in October, and I appreciate the subscribers who have joined me to watch my videos regularly. I hope to get more subscribers, so thank you to those who have subscribed. And so today I have a special video that I am doing. I am going to discuss my top rose perfumes that I really enjoy wearing or that I love to wear. I'm going to save the final rose, or the rose perfume that is my favorite, to the last. So I'm hoping that you will stay with me during this video. And this is actually a special video for me because I am coming up on the anniversary, the 28th anniversary of my mother's passing. And so in memory of her, and in honor of her, and in honor of my love of rose perfumes, I am going to discuss the, there might be top 10, 12 perfumes that I love to wear. Her name was Rose, and I don't recall my mother wearing rose scents particularly, but certainly she had rose scents. I know my grandmother certainly wore rose perfumes, and they're one of my favorites. So first of all, I want to ask, do you enjoy rose perfumes? I know that there are certain perfumes that are super popular right now. I know I don't need to mention Parfums de Malle, Delina. I know that's huge. I know Tom Ford has a rose scent called Rose, P-R-I-C-K, which is a little risque. But these are not necessarily current scents. Some of them are vintage. Some are newer. But without further ado, let's get into the main part of the video. So the first perfume that I love to wear that is a rose scent is Persian Rose by Pacifica. And I've had this perfume for quite a while, and I've used it a fair amount. So to me, Persian Rose is a very authentic and spicy smelling perfume. The notes are rose, myrrh, fruity notes, and violet. And what is great about this scent is this is cruelty free. So I am going to take a strip and I'm going to spray it, and it's going to start smelling a lot like rose in this where I'm filming this. But yeah, this smells very much like a rose, the raw rose material that a perfumer would use. I took a class a couple of years ago where a perfumer who was trained at Givenchy talked about perfume, and she gave out raw materials, and it was Robertet essential oils that she brought that people passed around. And this smells very much like a rose absolute. So this is a great scent. It's not really necessarily something that is my absolute favorite. That's going to be for later, but I do like it. And this I paid $20 for, so not a very expensive scent. So yes, Persian Rose by Pacifica. And so the second rose scent that I have is Crabtree and Evelyn's Rosewater body lotion. I do know that this came in a perfume form. I used to buy my grandmother the Rosewater lotion way back when, probably oh my goodness, 20, 30 years ago. And I think that this is actually a different scent than what I bought for her. But I do remember that it came in a, not something that looked like this, but it was like a bottle of pink lotion. It had a pink top, and it just smelled so good. And she really enjoyed that scent. And so for me, the Rosewater body lotion by Crabtree and Evelyn, to me, is the most historic scent. Historic being my personal history. So I wanted to talk about the particular notes. This is considered a floral woody musk. This was launched actually in 2011. The notes include rose green notes. There are violet, peony, and musk. And with the research that I did online, I noticed that this was discontinued, unfortunately. So sorry to feature a discontinued scent. But for me, this is great. Again, I love it. And so, yeah. So we are going to move on to the next scent. I consider this to be a very bright rose. And this is a major dupe for Dior's Miss Dior. This is Soap and Glory's original pink. And it comes in different forms, and I was influenced to buy this scent and this particular product by Jen Phelps, who has a great YouTube channel. So I just happened to purchase this, and it smells very rosy, very bergamot, which are similar notes to Miss Dior. But the scent was launched in 2013. The top notes are bergamot, lemon, and orange leaf. The middle notes are rose, big strawberry, and this is what they say, big strawberry, jasmine, gardenia, and peach. And the base is patchouli, musk, and amber. And I find that just dabbing a bit of this on my inner arm where I usually put my perfume, this really lasts pretty much all day. Well, not all day. It lasts probably a good 5 to 6 hours. You know, as you're putting your clothes on, after you've put the lotion on, the fabric comes into contact with the scent. And yeah, and a couple days before I filmed this, I ran to Walgreens and picked this up for $5. So if you want something that smells like Miss Dior for not a lot of money, this is your ticket. And so my next beautiful rose scent that I enjoy wearing is, and I consider this the most nuanced rose scent. And sorry, it's a scent decant from Scent Split, where I will get my decants, one of the sites where I get my decants. But this is Jo Malone's Velvet Rose and Oud. And Oud and rose are natural partners. They just go very well together. This is considered a unisex scent. It is an oriental floral scent. This was created by Fabrice Pellegrin, who also did my favorite Edith de Venusta scent, Serge de Lune. So I really like his work. But this was launched in 2012. It contains damask rose, agar wood, which is also known as oud, praline, and clove. And I'm going to spray this because I haven't sprayed it recently. But the oud, if I recall, does not take on the scent of wet cement as I've heard it described in some formulations. Now this is really just beautiful. You know, there's a depth to it that I think the oud contributes to. And you can definitely pick up the rose. But yeah, this is just really beautiful, and it's not straight rose. And I can kind of pick up the praline, however you pronounce it. I can't really pick up the clove, but it is a really beautiful scent. And I don't own a lot of Jo Malone scents because, to me, even though they are absolutely beautiful, they are pretty fleeting. But if I recall, this does last quite a bit of time. So Velvet Rose and Oud is a great scent and one I recommend. And so the next rose product that I want to profile, and I'm just seeing where I can put this. This is La Florentina Rosa di Maggio. This was a box of 3 perfumed scents that a wonderful friend gave to me years and years ago. And the soaps are long gone, but I have kept the box because the box is really just, to me, so pretty. And I'm trying not to cover my face. But these products are made in Italy, and actually I use the Rosa di Maggio body wash every Sunday. That is a Sunday ritual for me. I used to go visit my grandmother on Sundays, so symbolically that is what I do on Sundays in the shower. The Rosa di Maggio body wash is something that you can pick up like at Marshall's or TJ Maxx, and I think it's like between $6 and $8. And it's something that comes from Italy, so it's, to me, pretty sophisticated. It's a beautiful powdery rose. And that's the kind of rose that I absolutely love. Something that has aldehydes or a powdery aspect to it. And it's a beautiful rose and one I recommend. So there we go. So my next rose selection, and I apologize, this is the scent that I discussed in my last video. This is the Perfumer's Workshop Tea Rose. And okay, it's a repeat, but it bears repeating. This is a beautiful, a powdery green rose, not to be confused with nose. But I found this at an antique store. It was $15. Totally full bottle, and that made me very happy. I remember this scent from years and years ago, and I had not seen it for a long time. And I don't know if this perfume was ever advertised. I remember the ads for Ombre Rose, which I haven't looked for and I haven't seen for a long time, but that was one that was popular in the 1980s. But going back to the Perfumer's Workshop Tea Rose, the top notes are peony and chamomile. The middle notes are Bulgarian rose, damask rose, and tea rose. And the base is geranium, violet leaves, and cedarwood. And yeah, it's just a very pure, airy, gorgeous rose scent. And to me, it seems, despite all of the different notes to it, a soliflor. So yeah, I love this scent. And it was $15, which is not dramatically different from the prices online, but this was a great discovery. So yeah. And so the next rose perfume that I absolutely love, and this was one that I wore really frequently, maybe 15 years ago. This is Givenchy's Very Irresistible. It was launched in 2003, which is really about the time that I started wearing it a lot. You know, it was it had a lot of different roses in it, and so I was, for nostalgic purposes, I went online and I think I found this on Mercari, And it wasn't cheap, but for me, it was just a walk down memory lane. To me, it's a very candyish, a very sweet, almost like a neon rose when you spray it on. Bright, floral, and fruity. This was, as I mentioned, launched in 2003. It was created by, to me, the great granddad of perfume making, Dominique Ropion. He was joined by Sophia Labey and Carlos Benaim on the scent, and the notes included on the scent are cassia, lemon, verbena, and star anise. The middle notes are rose, peony, and magnolia, and the base is taif rose, musk, vanilla, and patchouli. And yeah, I loved it then. I love it now, so it must be true love. I enjoyed wearing this when I wore all black because it was just a splash of something very feminine to me. So yeah, Givenchy's very irresistible. It's a great rose scent. And so now this rose perfume to me is considered, when I spray it on, pretty close to being next to heaven. So again, I have a small spray of this. This is Portrait of a Lady, which is very highly regarded as just a very grand floral. To me, I put this on and I want to wear like deep wine colors. Do you ever spray something on and are influenced to wear certain colors? To me, this is just a scarlet rose, a wine-colored rose. It's just really grand. And the first time that I sprayed this on, it reminded me so much of the grand Estee Lauder florals. But this was launched in 2010, so it's been around for quite a while. I know it's been reviewed many times by other YouTube content creators, but if you haven't seen this and have been living under a rock, I wanted to talk about the notes. The notes are rose, clove, raspberry, blackcurrant, cinnamon, and red berries at the top. In the middle part of the perfume, it's Turkish rose, patchouli, incense, sandalwood, and ylang ylang. And the base is incense, sandalwood, musk, benzoin, amber, cedar, ambergris, and vanilla. So I got this sample thanks to a woman at the counter at Bergdorf Goodman's in New York City when we went there a couple of years ago. So I want to thank Bergdorf Goodman's for the sample. But it's just an absolutely beautiful, grand, almost like Victorian rose scent. So yeah, it's beautiful, and it is way up there on my list of rose scents to wear. So. And then, drum roll please. So to me, I love rose scents, and many rose scents to me are just beautiful in the fact that they're rose. But this is, for me, the undisputed queen. This is Guerlain Nahema. And what I have here is a scent in the new bottle. Guerlain just kind of took some of its more historic scents and put them in these kind of bottles. So I know that this scent originally launched in 1979. This is considered a Chypre rose. So at the top, it has that wonderful powdery scent. The top notes are peach and passion fruit. The middle notes are rose and hyacinth, and the base is sandalwood and patchouli. This was originally created by Jean-Paul Guerlain. And something that I wanted to mention about Nahema that encouraged me to purchase this scent is just the fact that when I was reading Luca Turin and Tanya Sanchez's book, the Perfume Guide A to Z, the 2010 edition, Turin described the scent as really containing no actual rose in it. He said that this was really kind of I think he described it as a work of witchcraft or magic. Just the fact that the perfumer, who was Jean-Paul Guerlain, took components. He brought them all together to create something that smells like a rose garden. So that really intrigued me, and I remember the first time that I smelled this, it was like a work of magic, you know, knowing that there were no real rose notes in the scent. It's just, to me, magical. And my husband also says that when I spray this, this very much reminds him of going to an outdoor market. He went into a store, and it smells very much like the rose jam that he purchased at this market. So I take that to mean that this is a very authentic, convincing rose. And Nahema, from what I read, is considered an Indian goddess. I'll look that up and put the information lower in the screen. But this is just such a beautiful, spicy, lovely rose that actually lasts a long time. And I pull this out for special occasions. I will probably wear this on the anniversary of my mom's passing. And on her birthday, and anytime that I want to experience a gorgeous rose. So my favorite, she's just beautiful. And lastly, I wanted to just talk about some rose adjacent scents. And by adjacent, I basically mean scents that I really enjoy wearing. Another scent that's got rose in it is, and I know that this is really dinky, but this is Amouage Guidance. And between Amouage Guidance and Guidance 46, I am firmly in the Guidance camp. I wore this and went into a vintage clothing store, and the shop owner said, "Could you just rub yourself against all of the clothing that I have in this store?" So yeah, this is a real compliment getter. I find that with Amouage 46, I have sprayed it, and I just kind of feel like I need to tolerate that perfume because it just lasts all day. And for me, it's a little too strong. Just to let you know what the notes are to Amouage Guidance, you may know that this was created by Canton Biche, and it was launched in 2023. The top notes are pear, hazelnut, and olibanum. The middle notes are osmanthus, rose, saffron, and jasmine sambac. And the base is sandalwood, vanilla, akigala wood, ambergris, and labdanum. So, a beautiful, gourmand scent that you will smell 10 paces coming towards you. I also have Etat Libre d'Orange's Eau de Protection. So the notes for Eau de Protection, which was created by Antoine Lee and Antoine Maisondieu, the top notes are ginger, bitter orange, and pepper. The middle notes are Turkish rose, jasmine, and heliotrope, and the base is patchouli, benzoin, and tonka bean. So this is a really bright, rather gourmand scent, but thought I would include this because it has Turkish rose in it. So yeah, just some suggestions. That is all that I have. Again, please let me know Do you like rose scents? And, you know, what rose scents do you enjoy wearing? Do you think that they're too old-fashioned for now? Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope that you enjoyed my content. If you did, please consider giving this a like. Please consider subscribing. I would be grateful for likes. I would be grateful for additional subscribers. So thank you so much for joining me on what is a sentimental journey as I remember my mom and all the rose scents that I love to wear. So with that, I will see you on my next video, and have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you later. Bye.